All right, let's get right into this. I want you to picture something for me. The rolling green hills of Ireland. You can almost smell the sweet honey in the air. That's the setting for our story, at a place called Furry O'Mara's Honey Farm. And it's this really fascinating blend of, heartwarming tradition and a little bit of mystery.
So let's step right into this cozy world, shall we? At its heart, this is a story about a pretty unique farm, a really compelling family dynamic, and, well, a very, very particular bear. So our story is set at this pretty world-famous honey farm, and it's run by our protagonist, a bear named Furry O'Mara. Now, he's not just some ordinary beekeeper. No way. Furry has this truly unique bond with his bees. I mean, it's a connection that's basically the secret ingredient to all his success.
Furry's entire world revolves around a pretty simple philosophy. The happiest bees make the finest honey. But, and this is important, this isn't just some catchy slogan for a label on a jar of honey. Oh no, it is the guiding principle for his entire operation. It's a core belief that's so strong, he's built a whole system around it.
And I mean, he takes that philosophy to some really remarkable lengths. First off, there's something called the Bee Workers' Council. Seriously, the bees actually have a voice in how the farm is run. He also uses these special seeds passed down for generations from other Irish beekeepers. And get this, he even has patented high-tech hives that are designed to mimic their natural homes. It's an incredible system, all built on collaboration.
So, we know he's a bee whisperer, but who is Furry O'Mara, the actual bear? Well, he's a bit more complex than just a simple honeymaker. He's definitely not all sweetness and light.
Let's try to paint a picture here. For starters, he's a former bear hug champion, so you know he's a strong guy. But he's also a bit gruff and cantankerous, definitely set in his very meticulous ways. You can just picture him, right? Wearing that thick lime green sweater, delivering honey with his trusty mare, Queenie. And of course, the most amazing part, he knows millions of his bees by name. I mean, talk about dedication. So here we have this perfect, idyllic, perfectly ordered world. You've got a successful farm, happy bees, and a bear who knows exactly how he likes things. What could possibly go wrong? Well, that's when a single piece of mail shows up and threatens to throw a giant wrench into this whole peaceful routine.
I mean, it's the classic start to any great story, isn't it? That one, single, unexpected event that just lands on the doorstep, totally disrupting the quiet life of our hero, and sets this whole new, uncertain plot in motion. And this one? It arrives in a very peculiar envelope.
And just look at the contrast here. The letter is addressed in purple crayon. It's postmarked from Jakarta, Indonesia, which is literally a world away from the quiet Irish countryside. It turns out it's from his nephew, Brosnan. And inside there's this vague request for a work placement. So, is he just looking for a job? Or is he maybe running from something? The letter just leaves us with way more questions than answers.
And that brings us to the guy who sent that mysterious letter, Brosnan. Now, if Furry represents tradition, order, and, a deep connection to nature, his nephew is, well, he's something else entirely.
Brosnan is a modern city slicker bear. We're talking a guy who loves jazz music, enjoys sleeping in, and even practices paw stands. He's a business school graduate living it up in Jakarta. I mean, he couldn't be more different from his uncle. He's not just a different kind of bear, he's from a different world entirely.
So this is where the real story begins. You have these two incredibly different personalities, and they are on a collision course. It's that classic fish out of water setup, The quiet, meticulous world of the honey farm is about to get hit by a whirlwind of modern energy. And this really lays the whole divide out perfectly. On one side, you've got Furry, the gruff, meticulous master of his ancient craft. And on the other side, there's Brosnan, the laid-back, jazz-loving business grad from the big city. The potential for both hilarious conflict and, heartwarming connection, it's just immense.
And that's the central question, isn't it? Will they clash or will they connect? Is Brosnan going to embrace this new world or is he going to try and change it? And maybe more importantly, how will a bear so set in his ways, like Furry, react to having his carefully constructed routine just completely blown up?
You can imagine this playing out in a couple of main ways. On the one hand, you can have this brilliant collaboration. Brosnan uses his business skills to bring in some fresh ideas, maybe an online store, maybe some jazzy jingles for the honey. But on the other hand, you could just have pure comedy. Imagine Brosnan trying to learn the names of millions of bees, or Furry trying to understand the latest trends from Jakarta. The possibilities are just endless.
But, beyond the potential laughs and all the mishaps, this is a story with a much deeper message. It's really about family, it's about connection, and it's about what happens when the old ways meet a rush of new ideas.
Really, at its heart, this is a story about finding common ground. It's a hopeful message, a reminder that even the most different individuals, like a gruff traditional bear and his modern paw-standing nephew, can find a way to connect. It really shows that sometimes the most unexpected pairings can lead to real growth.
And this really gets to the core of the whole thing. It's a reminder that sometimes the best things take time. That in a world that's obsessed with speed and efficiency, quality and care are just as important as profit margins. It's a powerful lesson, and it's one that Brosnan is probably about to learn firsthand.
But let's not forget the mystery that kicked this whole thing off, that letter. Amidst all this talk of family and tradition, we can't forget about it. That mysterious letter from Jakarta is still hanging in the air. We still don't really know what brought Brosnan all the way to Ireland, and that unresolved question, well, it adds a layer of suspense that keeps us hooked.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? What sweet rewards can actually come from embracing the unexpected? The story of Furry and Brosnan is just a great reminder to savor life's little moments, the unexpected connections, and all the sweet rewards that can come when you embrace the journey, even when it's messy and unpredictable. Because sometimes, that's exactly where you find the best honey.